Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. I'm back out here on the property. I'm about to check some game cameras and hopefully get at least one, possibly two more deer before the end of the season. I imagine there's going to be plenty of hogs on these cameras. There's a lot of rooting right next to the site, but we'll check the SD card when we get back and see if there's anything else besides hogs. I'm going to be hunting down the lower end today, but I wanted to stop by one of my feeders and see if it was still doing well, see if there's any tracks, and there are a couple. I think there are some hogs in the area, but the main target is deer today. If I see some hogs, and I'll think about it, but most likely I probably won't shoot. I'm sitting in a field I haven't sat in this year. The feeder where I saw all those tracks is about 300 to 400 yards away from me, so I'm hoping something will come to this area. There's a lot of thick brush around here. I found that the deer like to be in this field a little bit more and the hogs in the other, but we'll just have to wait and see. A doe came into the patch, but within about 2 minutes being in, she immediately bolted out, but her tail was down. She then came back in for a second, but then walked out the back side of it, and sure enough, just a couple minutes later, there was a 5-point with his nose down to the ground, following behind her. It's about that time of the year. I've heard a couple gunshots. Hopefully a little bit larger buck will come out now. I didn't have any extra luck yesterday afternoon, but I'm back out and I decided to sit in the field with the feeder where there's so many tracks around it. Surely something's gonna come out. Hopefully it's a doe and maybe even a big buck following her. I've been here maybe 15 or so minutes and I've got some pigs coming in. Originally there was 2 piglets that ran to the feeder, and there was a few other small pigs just kind of holding behind. Sure enough, it's about 5 piglets and 2 sows at the feeder right now. I'm gonna let them be. I still really want a deer, but maybe tomorrow I might think about it, or even very late this evening. I've been watching these does for a couple of hours, and if one of them goes broadside and gives me a decent shot, I'm gonna take one. The season's got 10 days left. It's time to make it happen. I didn't get one today, but tomorrow morning it's gonna be super cold, so these deer are gonna have to eat in order to stay warm. So I wanna sit in a tree stand that's close to a traveling corridor in the hopes that I catch these deer walking in and out of feeding areas. I didn't go hunting this morning. 25 degrees and I just did not agree with each other. So I'm back out here and I'm going to go to the same field as I did yesterday. I saw hogs and deer there. I might as well go back. But unlike yesterday, if I get an opportunity on a doe, I'm not going to wait around like I did yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and take her. Initially, one large doe crossed and I was just focused on the task at hand, so I didn't talk much. I saw another deer on the other side of the field. It looked like it went to cross as well. So I went ahead and got my gun ready in case she gave me an opportunity, and I just didn't even think about it. I didn't talk or anything. I just wanted to be prepared for the moment I might get a broadside shot at this decent doe inside the field. Here we go. That's it. She's going down. That's a broken leg. Yes. First deer I've ever taken on this 50 or 40 acres of property in the 4 or 5 years that we've owned it. She's down for the count. She's not going anywhere. I have very little experience actually using a grunt call. However, I felt a little bit more confident today simply because I knew that I was in the middle of the rut and I think I had a better understanding on how to use it. This guy came out of the brush completely unexpected. This is the first time I'd seen this deer on my property. I have a few cameras out, never saw them, and I was dumbstruck. So I went ahead, got the gun ready as quickly as I could, And I didn't talk much in this scenario as well, just wanted to be prepared. Once he got a little bit more comfortable, he walked in the field, basically walked right up to that doe I shot. And this is the difficult part, trying to get my camera set up and ready while I'm also trying to get a shot lined up. But fortunately, I did make it happen. I'm so excited, my hand's shaking. Not only my first deer on this property, but my first buck as well. I've never called a buck in. He started slowly coming out of the brush and came out to the field, 45 yards. He gave me a good picture, and even though he's not the biggest buck in the world, I took it anyway. Could not be more excited. He's a mature buck. Can't wait to see what he looks like. I saw him crashing back here a little bit. I couldn't get it on camera, but we'll give him about 10 minutes, and then we'll go out and collect both of these deers. I gave it 15 minutes, and in Alabama, you're allowed 1 doe and 1 buck per day. Well, I'm done. Time to go check them out. Here is my doe. Great shot right through the heart as well as the shoulder. It did not go anywhere. Maybe ran 10 or so yards from where it stood. Could not be happier with that shot. And as excited as I am for this one, it's time to go find that buck as well. Just the tiniest dot, but right there is the first sign. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit thicker through here, so he's not too far up this way. Not the biggest buck in the world, but he's a good probably 140 pounds, 150 pounds. Decent rack on him. He's a 7-point, and that rack is outside of his ears or very close to it. As far as shot placement goes, it's a little bit farther back than what I wanted. I wanted it up here, but unfortunately a little bit farther, but that's still a double lung, and he expired very quickly, no question about it. I came out here hoping to get a doe just for some meat. I managed to do that. Gave out a few grunt calls because I still had some time remaining, and sure enough, this 7-point walked out. Generally, we like to shoot 6-point or bigger, and he may not be the biggest 7 in the world, but you know what? If he's going to present the opportunity to me, I definitely could use a little bit more deer meat, so I'm going to take it. Absolutely love the 450 Bushmaster. Did an excellent job on both of these harvests. Could not be happier with today's performance. Since we've owned the Pioneer, one of the problems we've had is loading deer or hogs or whatever into the back of it because we have the roof. So here's a trick I learned. This is the first year that we have a winch on here. It's 6,000 pounds and we have synthetic rope. Well, that synthetic rope isn't gonna hurt that plastic or hardly enough to really be too concerned. I just run it over the back. I can then put it around them and lift them into the back of the ATV, which is way easier. Just like that, it's done. Well guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to share, like, subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.